Code was provided by GreenManGaming.
Tarsier Studios are back.
You know who Tarsier Studios are, right? You know, the fellas behind Little Big Planet PS Vita. You know, the absolute banger game. I'm dead serious. Like, this game is really underrated. It is honestly up there with Little Big Planet 2 as one of the best, and it is also scary. Just like their other game series, Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is within the horror genre of run and hide, trial and error type horror games, which I'm not a huge fan of, but man, Little Nightmares is an exception. I love these games. It just goes to show that a good art direction can just absolutely carry. And yeah, I love how these games look. I love their visual direction. It is so fucked up looking. Everything just looks so twisted and warped in a horrifically beautiful way. I don't know how to describe it. And Little Nightmares 2 it's one of the best horror games you can play. And now it's not as good as one horror game, but it is one of the best horror games you can play. I'm not even exaggerating here. I haven't played Little Nightmares 3, and that is because it is being made by a different studio and not Tarsier. Instead, Tarsier have been working on a spiritual successor to Little Nightmares called REANIMAL, and it's out. I got a review copy for it. I beat it in 2 sittings because these games aren't that long. It took me about 4.6 hours. I'll address the length a bit later and my opinion on that, but I really liked this game. When I got to the end, I wishlisted the season pass straight away because I just want more. I want more of this game. Now, it's not perfect, alright? This might just be because I played on day 1, but it is a bit buggy at times. You know, my AI partner would just like disappear and just like glitch away to God knows where, making the camera just freak out because it needs to show both on the screen at one time. So I could only see like the top left of the screen because my AI partner was just somewhere in the ocean. And occasionally where you had to solve like platforming puzzles, she would freak out and just die. Yeah, I didn't play this with someone else. I played it by myself. So if you have someone to play it with, you probably won't deal with these issues. But aside from that, it was a pretty great experience through and through. Like, I didn't really have that many issues, and yeah, it was a good experience. It was scary. It was scary. They come out swinging in this game. Like, Little Nightmares 2 had that weird hunter guy with the taxidermied family in the house that was fucked up, and there were like cages with dead children in it. Don't ask. And REANIMAL kind of goes above and beyond that with a guy who I can best compare to the Unknown from Dead by Daylight. He's this twisted looking freak who skins people, and he wears, well, it's assumed that he wears their skin as like, well, as an outfit. And he has an ice cream truck, and he abducts people, and there's a part where he rides down the road on a tricycle to try and get you, and it just comes out of nowhere. It is horrifying. Oh, and also the skin suits are alive. They slither after you, and I got a bit curious. I wanted to see, how did these things kill you? And they eat you like a snake. They consume you like a snake. That is horrifying. It made this section 20 times more horrifying. It doesn't help that he washes the skin suits in fucking washing machines, and it's a messed up section. And I love how this game takes its approach to stories where it does show, not tell. There is zero dialogue. Well, there is a bit of dialogue actually in this. The main characters do talk to each other, but it's in very small moments of downtime. But outside of that, there is no dialogue, there's no explanation for what's going on. You have to put the pieces together to try and figure out what is going on in this world. Why is this monster got a theater full of dead people? Why is he washing skinned bodies? Why does he wear people's skin? Is he silly? Is he weird? You just don't know. And that's why theory videos are so popular with Little Nightmare games, because they do such an incredible job at world building, but have this really good element of fear of the unknown, because you just can't quite put the pieces together. You just don't know. You have to interpret what's going on here. So it makes it really interesting to hear, you know, what people think. And REANIMAL does this exceptionally well. There are many occasions where I'm just trying to put the pieces together as to what's happening in this fucked up area, and I absolutely love it. Now, I just want to stop this video here briefly to say that I got a review copy of this game from GreenManGaming. They're an amazing storefront, and I have a link below where you can actually get Reanimal for yourself, and GreenManGaming do a lot of discounts on new games. And despite its length, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I'm going to address the length now, actually. This is a good segue. So, a lot of complaints people have for these games is how short they are. They're about 3 to 4 hours long, depending on if you want to replay it to get all the secrets, or if you want to take your time, or if you're just generally bad and you play like Dark Side Phil or something and just die all the time. But I like that it's not too long. I like that it doesn't outstay its welcome and it's not padded with filler sections that are just there to waste your time. It is a quality over quantity experience. And that goes for Reanimal, Little Nightmares 1 and Little Nightmares 2. Can't speak for the third one. Again, I haven't played it. I have no interest in playing it because, well, people say it's not very good, so what's the point? But yeah, if you want a nice, short, concise experience, you can't go wrong with it. Genuinely, it is a good time through and through. Now, in terms of what makes this game different to Little Nightmares is probably the fact of how expansive it feels. Like, there are quite a lot of sections where you're riding around in a boat in like a little open zone. It's not like a big open zone with a bunch of optional content. It's still pretty small, but like, there's a lot more exploration in this game compared to the Little Nightmare games. And it also takes place on like more of a 3D plane throughout, if that makes sense. Like, Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were mainly 2.5D. They also expand more on the combat in Reanimal. You actually get a crowbar not too long into the game that you actually keep on yourself. Now, there was a bit of combat in Little Nightmares 2. I remember in the school section you get a sledgehammer to like bash in a bunch of porcelain students' heads. And it was, you know, it was pretty underbaked. It wasn't amazing. It was kind of frustrating sometimes because you die in one shot. But yeah, the combat's been expanded a bit more in Reanimal. You have like a 3-hit combo with the crowbar. The other character gets a knife, and yeah, I didn't have any issues with the combat sections. I mean, you are just spamming a button ultimately, and there are sections where you get to bash like some of the big monsters with the weapon, and it's quite satisfying. But aside from that, you know, it's not amazing, but it does add a bit to the game, and I always like it when you can defend yourself in horror games. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I really enjoyed it, and I think Reanimal gets the Proxidist seal of approval. So if that's what you want to hear before buying the game, then there you go. It gets my seal of approval. Now, you're probably expecting me to talk about the evil within here, and yeah, I just did. I just mentioned it. Okay, time to thank my Patreon supporters. Huge thank you to Nintendo Pro, Profit, Ryan IDC, Pitstab, Bouncer Storm Productions, and Daniel Levchenko. And a huge thank you to my channel members. And we have a new channel member who is Marshala4566. And then we have Marcus Platts, Joshua Whitford 5509, Evan Underhill 2342, Bidu for Doom, Gabriel Padro 5589, Scary 1407, Eteria Sigma, Eggy 613, Wentel, Riff King 66, Dizrays 3250, Sobitax, Liam Talks About, Andrea Stewart 8871, Ethank 78, Galaxy 11243, Glusky 36, Floody 38, Wolfborn TV, Rust on Wood, Elhaze 117, also known as some balding guy rambling into the void, Griefgar, and Resistance Line. I'm getting better at reading these names out every time I make a video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I will see you all in the next one.